interventions are happening. In fact, that's the reason wherever there are good policies. So Rajasthan has a fantastic policy. Now Gujarat has given banking, monthly banking. It has come, which was not there in the previous right from 2015. The banking has not been there. In wind, it was there, but this time it was forced by Government of India. It came from CRC actually, that mandatorily energy banking has been given. That's the kind of, otherwise state has been pushing back, because unfortunately electricity is in a concurrent list. It is not in the part of center makes only policies, and implementation happens at the state level. State level takes its own decision, and that's the reason that solar could not go that deep into Gujarat. But now you will see that next 5 years in Gujarat also, I'm sure at least in next 5 years we should be able to do anywhere around 35 to 50 gigawatt, only in one state alone.
Great, sir. So we have found that we will be chasing the target in a right way, and that will be surely achievable, right?
Yes, in fact, out of those, as I said, our own company has taken a target that we have completed 1 gigawatt, and by 2030 we propose to do 10 gigawatt. 10 gigawatt. So our own contribution is going to be 9 gigawatt. Only one company.
Give big round of applause. Krunal Gadvi sir is with us. Krunal Gadvi sir is working with Climate Change Department of Government of Gujarat. So he's the apex body of renewable energy and the related activities going on in a state. So I would like to request Krunal sir that what are the budgetary provisions for the climate change and how it will help to push up these targets.
Thank you. First of all, congratulate to Renewables Energy Mirror magazine, which is a dedicated magazine for the renewable energy and allied services. I am from Climate Change Department, working as a section officer. Government of Gujarat is the first initiator to start a climate change department in a country and fourth in the entire world. भारत में जो मिनिस्ट्री है दैट इज फॉरेस्ट, एनवायरमेंट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, एंड गुजरात में जो है वो क्लाइमेट चेंज डेडिकेटेड है बिकॉज इट इज कम्स फ्रॉम द डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम द एनर्जी एंड पेट्रोकेमिकल डिपार्टमेंट, सो इट्स अ रिन्यूएबल्स एनर्जी. सर ने पूछा है कि व्हाट आर द बजटरी प्रोविजंस अबाउट द क्लाइमेट चेंज. द थिंग इज दिस डिपार्टमेंट इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन द ईयर 2009. And since then, the GEDA, Gujarat Energy Development Agency, which works for the renewables energy, and GUVNL, which is also an apex authority for the UGVCL, PGVCL, and other electricity boards. So what we are heading towards, that renewables energy is one of the component of the climate change. Not the entire climate change is roaming around the renewable energy. When it comes to renewable energy, state action taken plan are also saying about the education, they are also saying about the sea level rising, they are also saying about the green jobs. In 2023 to 2024, energies are there which comes under renewables. So you all know solar and wind, but there are other alternatives such as a tidal energy, right? Such as a small hydel energy, but are the basic 98% of the energy which is renewables come from the either or the wind. So the budgetary provisions for the solar rooftop is a 750 crores in the state of Gujarat, which directly goes to the GUVNL for the solar rooftop. More than 450,000 houses in the entire country is facilitated by the rooftop solar. And when it comes to wind, then we are just giving a sole power purchase agreement when the company produce the energy by the wind. So we don't have any kind of subsidies available for the wind energy. But as far as the solar energy is concerned, there are typically government sectors subsidy, which is goes to the rooftop solar for the government buildings, and other subsidies which goes to the private residential buildings, which goes from the juvenile. As far as entire budgetary provision is concerned, apart from solar energy, we also works from the crematoria. You can say smashan bhatti, जो जिसमें जो 300-400 किलोग्राम लकड़े चाहिए अगर किसी को, मतलब अब जो लास्ट जो क्रीमेटोरिया होता है, लास्ट राइट्स होते हैं ह्यूमन के, तो हमने एक नई पेटेंटेड करवाई है क्रीमेटोरिया विच यूजेस लेस देन 100 kg. तो हमारा पूरा जो क्लाइमेट चेंज है, तो मतलब कैसे सबको पता चला कि व्हाट क्लाइमेट चेंज डिपार्टमेंट इज एक्चुअली डूइंग, तो एक सेचुरेशन पॉइंट होना चाहिए. जैसे कि पोस्ट ऑफिस है, तो ईच एंड एवरी विलेज हैज अ पोस्ट ऑफिस. तलाटी का मंत्री की पोस्ट है, सरपंच है, तो ईच एंड एवरी विलेज हैज अ सरपंच. तो क्लाइमेट चेंज डिपार्टमेंट इज द काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से एसेंशियल सर्विस हो गया अभी, क्योंकि ईच एंड एवरी villages has the crematoria which is funded by the climate change department. So our total budget is 1164 crore for the financial year 23-24.
Budget allocation की बात करें, see, I have 3-4 figures I would like to share that which will add to the answer of this question. Number one, this transmission line, green corridor, for example, HVDC, high voltage DC transmission line to be strengthened, and ISTS infra strengthening, the amount allocated is $2.5 billion. That means 20,000 crore rupees. So that's number one. Number two, high efficiency PV module manufacturing. So there is a PLI incentive, a product linked incentive. Most of them are taking the benefit of that. That is 24,000 crore. So it's about $3+ billion. Third is 1 crore rooftop solar 30 gigawatt that we discussed in the previous session. Honorable Prime Minister has increased the subsidy parts, capital subsidy part, right? Earlier it was lesser, now it is more. Fourth item is that 5 million metric ton of green hydrogen we will have to do, and for that, supported by 125 gigawatt of RE power. For that, center has allocated $2.4 billion, that is to say again 20,000 crore rupees. So all put together, यहीं तो 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए के आसपास तो ये हो गया आपका.
Thank you, sir. There are some innovative technologies that we need to talk about. One is agri photovoltaic, agri PV, and second is floating solar. Kunal sir, I would like to ask some question that क्या हमारे पास agri PV के regarding कोई policy under drafting है? Is there any policy? Some regulations
As far
are
as the
there?
climate change department is concerned, we are not having any kind of PV, which you may say agri PV kind of stuff. Or if energy department may initiative, then this the department is not aware about. But as far as climate change department is, there is no such policy.
Rajesh Kansara sir is with us. Kansara sir have 33 years of experience in Gujarat Energy Development Agency. He has worked with JEDA in various departments like energy efficiency, energy conservation, electric mobility, solar rooftop also, since the solar cooker was invented. Sir, I would like to ask that how energy efficiency and energy conservation will relate to the climate change. And please focus on PAT scheme, that is perform, achieve and trade, and ECBC, that is energy conservation and building code. What is the requirement of ECBC, and what will be the impact of ECBC in achieving our target of 500 gigawatt?
Thank you, Jigar. You have attached energy efficiency as subject parallel to the renewable energy sources. So actually, as a state nodal agency, Gujarat Energy Development Agency is a designated agency of the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which is a central level bureau which is looking after the Energy Conservation Act in all over the country. And as a part of the BE, we as a JEDA looking after the EC activities in the state of Gujarat particularly. that may related to all categories of the society, starting from some women's entrepreneurs, then MSMEs, then large industries, all which are the highly energy consuming industries. Specifically, when you asking for the PAT scheme, which is a perform, achieve and trade scheme, which is formalized for the energy intensive industries, including 13 different categories, starting from fertilizer, iron and steel, cement, then paper industries, then we can say the cement industries, then fertilizer industries, petrochemical industries, then refineries, railways, wherever energy consumption is very high. They have formed a scheme called Perform, Achieve and Trade, which is as per the, they have fixed the threshold limits of the all categories, and based on the limits, they are the designated or gazetted as a designated consumer in the Indian government gazette. And then after, they have been given to achieve some target in terms of reducing the specific energy consumption of the product. So within 3 years, they have to achieve the target. For that, they have to take several actions, which includes the technology transformation, then use of in-house or use distributing the well distribution of the energy in the plant itself, that type of technological event, as well as including the use of solar energy or the renewable energy by means of installing the windmill or solar installation on the corporate house or outside the industry campus. They can use that industry. That will be counted to reduce the specific energy consumption of the product. So if you consider a general consumption of the industries, high energy intensive industries are consuming around about 36% of the total electricity generated. And parallelly, if recently we have they have started focusing on the MSME also, where they have finalized the clusters who are using a maximum electricity, right? So they will also be considered as a designated consumer within a 1 or year, 2 years. So the purpose of this forming a scheme for the industries, large industries as well as the small industries, was to reduce the energy consumption. That has a two parts. One is the technological advancement and the use of renewable energy to reduce the fossil fuel in their plants. For MSME, they have decided to have some 36 gigawatt of power plant over here in the state of Gujarat itself by group captive solar plants. So nowadays, a lot of research institutes and developers are also doing their research to have the potential of this group captive solar plant in the MSME particularly, because as far as you are the state from the state of Gujarat only, most of the all are from the Gujarat. You might be knowing we have some 18 clusters, different clusters, and more than 2 lakhs of MSME industries, which are consuming a huge part of the electricity.